Hello everyone, my name is Danny and I have been doing a bullet journal for a while and I thought I would record what I'm doing. So on the screen right now is all the items that I will be using to set up my bullet journal this time. Most of it is pretty similar to what other people use, such as washi tape, colored markers with brush tips, and rulers to help align things. So I didn't come into this with a plan. I usually don't when I decorate my bullet journal. However, I do know that I wanted to use green and red and be very festive this time. Now, for my main December page, I ended up doing a grid calendar. I find that works a lot better, especially considering that I now have stamps for certain events like hospital, date, dinner. So a grid shape usually does better and allows me room to do multiple stamps if need be. With my grid calendar, I decided to put in all the weeks. So I know the 31st is a Sunday, and usually most people just make a diagonal line in the week before and write it in, but I decided not to do that, mainly because I don't like the look of it and it doesn't really work well with my stamps. On the sides of my grid calendar, I noticed there was a lot of empty space and I decided to fill it in with red and green lines. So here I am boxing off the area that I want to write December in. I used both of my washi tapes this time and I end up writing in December with my stamps. So as normally happens with me, I have very bad spatial recognition, so my R ended up a little too close to the rest of my letters. I also ended up using my stamps to put in the letters for the days of the week. And to make it a little bit more festive, I decided to make the letters all look like round Christmas light bulbs. So I drew lines connecting them, some of them a little more squiggly because, the wires are always a little bit, they're not straight. Then I also went over them with the dark green marker, mainly because I didn't think it looked quite right not being green, because the wires are always green. On the page right next to it, I decided to put my habit tracker in, and to keep everything similar, I put those in the stamps, so you'll see the stamps a lot in this video. I decided this month to split up my habit tracker a lot more than I normally do. So I've now started the daily section. So these are things I want to do daily, because I realized I was putting things in my habit tracker that I didn't want to do daily, and it ended up looking quite weird because there were so many blank lines. Now I am going on to the chores section. I know some of these places I won't clean every day, so I don't expect to fill out that complete line. I also have a self-care section and a social media section. I want to be able to mark down when I get on certain social media accounts, because I know some of them I end up not getting on. And here at the bottom, I just use my ampersand stamp and made the Christmas lights again with it, just to bring the theme around. On this next page, I am starting out my outfit tracker. I've started doing this mainly to obviously track what I am wearing, because I have a very, very large wardrobe and I know a lot of my clothes I don't wear. So after the seasons have ended, I plan to go through my wardrobe and anything I consider being in a certain season and that I didn't wear, I plan to donate, because the place I work has donation bear things. They look like panda bears, and you can open the mouth area and put in your donation pieces. At the bottom, I have an area for notes, which is where I write down when I do laundry. I really want to know when I'm doing laundry and how often I am doing it. On this page, I am putting more trackers. I normally put these right underneath my habit tracker, but my habit tracker is too extensive and it took up the whole page, so I have to move these to another page. I want to now track my sleep so I know how many hours I have. And underneath the sleep tracker, I will track, my mood, so that I can see the correlation between how much sleep I'm getting and what I feel for that day. Beside this, I am also tracking whether or not I feel well rested or exhausted. And then I'd also like to track if I'm having a good dream, a vivid dream, or a nightmare, just to see if there's any correlation between that and how many hours I'm getting. For my mood tracker, I'm putting happy, meh, sad, angry, nervous, things like that, so that I can just keep up with it. And I really want to see how my sleep and my mood correlates together. At the bottom here, I'm just going to do what I've been doing and do the ampersand lights. I decided to put washi tape on the side this time, just to make it a little bit prettier. It just seemed like a lot of empty space. On this page, I plan to do an expense tracker, and in true Danny fashion, I ended up figuring out the spacing wrong and couldn't write expenses and had to stick to expense, and I added the ampersand in to level out the spacing. And of course, I did the Christmas lights little decoration in order to tie together a theme. But I ended up writing in all of my counts at the top. And then essentially the rest of the page is just counting. I do a 2-column expense tracker. I don't need this full whole page for one shopping trip, because I put everything I do in a day inside the expense tracker. So I need a lot of space for that. Here I am just adding in the dates of the months before and after December. I think it looks a lot better this way. I originally did this because I was going to be in Tokyo from the end of December into January. However, that changed and the whole vacation is now only in December. So I didn't need to do this, but I did it anyway. And now I'm just putting in important information like Christmas and a holiday party I will be at. But this is the end of my video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And I hope to see you for January's video. Bye-bye!